He didn't stop. It continued, and I had to leave when I found myself in the hospital.
She's a ladytgaopex.
Hello my darlings, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time and if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to touch that post notification bell so you will be the first to know when new videos are out. This is a channel where we talk about all the stuff that makes you a better you. So what are you waiting for? So today I want to address an issue that is not so happy. I got tons of emails, I got tons of messages, I got even voice notes about this particular issue. And it's not like I wanted to be silent, but when a life is lost, you have to be careful. Like I said, I receive a lot of messages, people talking about their experiences, a lot of sad stories that people are going through in the hands of their spouse or their significant other or their partner, whatever you call it. But two of those messages particularly touched me, one from a lady and one from a guy. To summarize it, the lady said from the first day she got married that she experienced abuse at the hands of her partner, physical abuse, and that it persisted, and that sometimes it would just happen. They will have visitors and she would smile as though nothing happened, and they both carried on like nothing was going on. That it continued. She hid it from her family, she hid it from her friends, and it continued until she could no longer take it, and then she spoke out. She said it was when she could not hide it anymore, when she could no longer pretend, when she could no longer act like everything was okay, and she spoke out to his friends, his family, her friends and her family, that he stopped. What I learned from that is that it is important for you to speak out. No matter what you're going through, it is important for you to speak out, but it is more important for you to speak out fast. The earlier you speak out, the better. Do not endure abuse, do not endure violence, praying that it will one day go away. You need to speak out. The world needs to hear your voice. In fact, I received a voice note today that made me decide to do this video. So it's like a quick one I'm trying to put up here now. One of the ladies said when she got married for 6 months, she suffered domestic violence in her marriage. She suffered physical abuse. She said the funniest thing is that all she thought about then was not to protect herself. All she thought about then was to protect her spouse and to protect the marriage in quotes. And so she kept quiet. She kept quiet and nobody knew about it. Her people didn't know, his people didn't know, their friends didn't know, because she kept quiet. She said it got to be so bad at a particular point that it would happen and people would come visiting them, and that would be the time she would pretend like nothing happened. And she got so good at acting that it would happen just minutes before they have guests over, and that she would still see them smiling like nothing happened, like some minutes before they came in. She played along and presented a unified front until one day she took a decision and said she was not going to hide anymore, she was going to speak up. That of course, those around them, they were surprised and they asked her why she kept silent for so long. And that what she noticed is that because she spoke, it stopped. When she was able to speak about it to others, and that was when he realized that what he was doing was wrong, and then he stopped. I wish every other message ended on that good note, but I received others that were not so pleasant, and I'm sure you can use your imagination. There was a mail that I received that the lady was talking about the scars that she had to date. She wasn't even married to the guy, and that he would physically abuse her with a machete, and she had to run for her life. She said it started with minor physical abuse before it degenerated to him using a machete to hit her, and so she had to run for their life. There are a lot of stories like that in my DM. There are a lot of emails like that I received also voice notes, but there is this voice note I received from a guy, and I did not know what to say for quite a long while. To cut a long story short, he reiterated that men suffer a lot of physical abuse too, not just emotional, physical abuse. He said the one he suffered in the hands of his partner got so bad that he had to call off the engagement. That even after calling off the engagement, and that it was a period where they were trying to like settle and come back together to see if they were compatible, that the physical abuse continued. In his words, it got so bad that I had to leave when I found myself in the hospital. He said he had to leave when he found himself in the hospital from the physical abuse caused by a female. So men go through physical abuse too. From all these males that I have discussed, and even the ones I'm here to discuss, and from things happening around me, from all the cases you see that both genders suffer abuse. But I think perhaps that those suffered by women is much. Whether you are a man or you are a woman, it is time to speak up, because your silence serves no one. You speak up, talk to someone, stop covering up. Perhaps the person will change, but you can't wait around hoping that the person will change, because somebody that will change. See, physical abuse, it is a deliberate act. Can you imagine spanking your kids when they were very small, and then now as an adult, you are spanking an adult? Not just spanking an adult, you're actually causing physical harm to that adult, a full-grown adult, all in the name of marriage, all in the name of relationship. No, it is not okay. Now this is a full-grown adult that you are not only spanking, but you're actually physically abusing the person. You're actually causing physical damage to that adult. Now I am telling you that it is deliberate when you try to physically harm your spouse or your partner. You do it because you think you can't get away with it. Because if you know that you can't get away with it, you will not do it. Have you ever seen a black belt holder, be it a male or a female, that have been physically abused by their spouse or by their significant other or by their partner? Have you ever seen? I have not. If you have, please comment below and share the story. When you abuse your spouse, it is because you think you can get away with it. It is a deliberate act. The marriage vows should not be an excuse to misbehave. I had another email that she talked about being in that kind of situation. There was a lot of physical abuse, and then when she wanted to leave, he said for better, for worse, and so she shouldn't leave. And then at first she listened until it got so bad that she had to leave. The marriage vows is not an excuse to misbehave. Those words, for better, for worse, is not an excuse for you to treat someone anyhow. Imagine beating up a grown adult in the name of relationship, in the name of marriage, and then you still tell the person to stay. If it's happening to you, you seek counseling. If counseling is not working, you speak up and tell someone. And if it's not working, I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. But what I know is that the marriage vows is not an excuse for you to mistreat your partner. For better, for worse, the worst should not be used as an excuse to intentionally generate problems, intentionally generate pain, intentionally generate harm, and expect your spouse to enjoy it. You endanger someone's life and use that word, worse, as an excuse. For better, for worse, you use the phrase for better, for worse as an excuse to continue inflicting pain, continue inflicting harm on your spouse, and you expect the person to stay just because you say that these are the marriage vows and they should be respected. If you respected those marriage vows, if those marriage vows meant anything to you, you will not consistently turn your spouse or your partner into a punching bag if those vows meant anything to you. Because you cannot put someone's life at risk and expect the person to stay. And so if you are in that position and you are not talking, perhaps you are like this guy that said men are ashamed to talk, or one of the ladies that said just because of the children. Let me let you know that your silence is enabling your spouse or your partner to continue what they are doing, because they know you will still be there. They know you will not tell anyone. They know you will still protect them, because for you, you think it's protection by not talking about it. And so they will still continue in what they are doing. Or perhaps you're a man and you feel because the world will laugh at you, you want to remain in that pain. God forbid, those who you think will laugh at you now will not be able to smile when you are no more. It's better to speak up. Go for counseling or speak up. Talk to your relations, talk to your friends. Let someone know, let people know what it is that you are going through. Because at that point, you might not be thinking straight. And like Martin Luther said, there comes a time when silence is betrayal. Believe me, you don't want to be the one to betray yourself. You need to speak up. And so, my darlings, if you or someone you know is in a situation like that, comment below and let us know how you solve the problem. Or if you need help, let us know in the comment section. Or if you need help, send me a message. And don't forget, you are precious. I wish you the very best that life has to offer.